so. We are eager to talk with you about anything that matters to you. There is nothing that is off limits. You will notice a really wonderful unfolding as something that sets up what you want to know about will be called up here before you get up here. There's a strong likelihood that you will not be called to the stage because of sheer numbers, but there is no possibility that you will not get your questions answered. No possibility. Because when you ask, Source knows. Your inner being knows. There is a cadre of non-physical energy that knows who you are, and most important for you to know, knows where you stand in terms of your physical manifestation and who you have become vibrationally. We don't want you to feel like you've got to close that gap and keep it closed. First of all, because you can't. Life is going to continue to encourage you to a new thought that you're not up to speed with. And when a new thought that you're not up to speed with occurs, you may feel a little discomfort, and your work is to soothe that discomfort, because soothing is solving. So as you soothe your negative emotion, we'll talk about lots of ways to do that. Here's a big one. When you feel discomfort, do you know the majority of what's going on, what's happening most of the time when anyone, you or anybody you know, is feeling discomfort? You're opinionating. You're holding strong to an opinion, and usually you're in a contest with somebody else who is also holding strong to an opinion, and you are fighting the battle of who's right in a never-ending battle that you cannot win. When you decide that rather making your moments in time about being right, oh, your opinions are right, friends. You worked hard to get them. And the law of attraction backed you up. When you think something negative about yourself, the law of attraction will give you lots of evidence about it to prove it to you. When you think lots of negative things or any negative things about anyone or anything, the law of attraction will back you up, because there is some of all of that evident around you. And when that's the active, we've been teasing, calling those thoughts, those active thoughts, like marbles in a bag that you're carrying around. You're carrying around a bag of every thought you've ever thought. Most of them aren't active, but some of them are. And the ones that are active are the ones that the law of attraction is responding to. So what we want you to sort of catch the spirit of as we are just getting started here today is that the law of attraction is responding to your active vibrations, to your active, forgive us, we know there's no marbles and you do too, but play along. Your marbles, your active marbles in the bag. In other words, the way we've been saying it, and it is so helpful to those who are really hearing it. You've been listening to us and others talking about the law of attraction for quite a long time. And we want you to look at it in this way. You are, in this moment and the next and the next and the next, in every moment, you are entering the field of attraction. And you want to be aware of what's active in your bag when you enter, because that's what the law of attraction is responding to, and that's how the next little while is going to go for you. And as you continue to enter the field of attraction with a belief or an opinion about one that feels good to you or one that doesn't matter. When you enter this field of attraction with that active vibration, law of attraction will give you more support of it. So your opinions just keep proving themselves to you. But why would you want to prove weakness to yourself? Why would you want to prove vulnerability? Why would you want to prove things that make you feel uneasy? Why would you want to look around your surroundings up close or more at a distance? Why would you want to look for trouble and then prove more trouble in your experience by those active marbles? Don't you want to enter the field of attraction with something coming back to you that when it gets there, it's going to feel really good? This is how your beliefs continue to evolve. A belief is just a thought that you continue to think. So if you had something happen to you when you were young or before now, and you didn't like it, and those around you didn't like it either, and everybody keeps talking about that tragic time. Esther has some friends that when they get together with that family, every single time they bring up when the tragedy occurred, or before the tragedy, or after the tragedy, And Esther knows what the tragedy is. You can't know them and not know what the tragedy was. In other words, the tragedy is a cornerstone of their life experience. It's the tragedy before the tragedy, after the tragedy, during the tragedy, the tragedy. So it's really active. That tragedy is really active. And so it stays active. It continues to be a cornerstone of what they all attract. They feel vulnerable because of that tragedy. They feel guarded because of it. And they don't need to, because if that tragedy that happened was not continually, vibrationally renewed with now conversation, it would fade from memory and, more importantly, from experience. Don't you notice that people do sort of live trendy lives, that they sort of keep getting the same thing? And the reason is because, for the most part, most people are entering this new segment, entering the field of attraction. They're entering it with beliefs that they've had for a long time. And they keep regurgitating those beliefs and keeping them active, so that different faces, different places, but not much really changes, because how they feel is how they feel, and how they feel is what they get, and what they get is what they notice, and what they notice is how they feel, and how they feel is what they get. It's true of everyone, you see. So if you decide that you like what you're getting, change nothing. Keep entering the sphere with that same conversation, that same theme. But if you want some changes here and there, tell a different story until it is what's active in your bag of marbles, until that's what you're entering this sphere of the law of attraction with. So now you know everything that is important about everything in your life or anyone else's. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. We're eager to talk with you. What do you want to talk about? Begin right here.